What if I told you the internet once hosted a puzzle so complex, so mysterious, that it spanned countries and years? And to this day, no one knows who created it or why. This is the story of Cicada 3301, a bizarre and chilling internet phenomenon that left the world asking one haunting question: what happens when you solve the puzzle? It all started on January 4th, 2012. A simple black image appeared on 4chan's random board. No flashy colors, no explanations, just white text that read,
"Hello. We are looking for highly intelligent individuals. To find them, we have devised a test. There is a message hidden in this image. Find it, and it will lead you on the road to finding us. We look forward to meeting the few that will make it all the way through. Good luck."
Who were they? What did they want? The post didn't say. But as questions flooded forums and subreddits, one thing was clear. This wasn't just some random troll. It was a challenge, and it wasn't for everyone. At first, no one knew where to start, but a few clever users dug into the image's code and found something strange: hidden text, encoded in a cipher. When you decoded it, it led to a picture of a duck. Innocent, right? Except this duck was laughing at them with the message,
"Whoops, just decoys this way. Looks like you can't guess how to get the message out."
taunting, mocking, a dead end, or so it seemed. Some refused to give up. They turned to advanced tools like Outguess, software used for hiding data within images. And that's when things got serious. The decoy image? It hid a new clue, a link to a subreddit discussing an ancient Welsh text called the Mabinogion and a cryptic code. Solving the code revealed a phone number. Imagine calling that number, your heart pounding as the line connects. Then you hear a voice, calm, unnerving. It says,
"Very good. You have done well. There are 3 prime numbers associated with the original final image. 3301 is one of them. You will have to find the other 2. Multiply all 3 of these numbers together and add a .com on the end to find the next step. Good luck. Goodbye."
a challenge, a dare, and a step closer to something no one understood. For those skilled enough to figure it out, the answer was hidden in the image itself. The dimensions, 509 by 503, were the other 2 prime numbers. Multiply them with 3301, and you had the key, a website. When the countdown timer on the site hit 0, something extraordinary happened. Coordinates appeared, real-world locations, 14 spots scattered across 5 countries. At each site, people found posters, an image of a cicada and a QR code. It wasn't just an online puzzle anymore. This was real, and it was global. Scanning the codes revealed more riddles, more books, and another website. Only the fastest solvers made it through. Everyone else got locked out with a message that said,
"We want the best, not the followers."
By February, the game was over. A final message declared the puzzle solved, and they had found what they were looking for. But no one knew what happened to the winners. Then, exactly a year later, another puzzle appeared. The format was familiar, but this time, one clue led to an alphabet of mysterious runes. It seemed meaningless. And yet, the puzzle concluded as suddenly as it had begun. In 2014, a third puzzle emerged. The runes? They pointed to a book written entirely in Cicada's language. Of its 74 pages, only 19 have been translated to this day. After that, silence. Speculation ran wild. Who or what was Cicada 3301? A supposed winner leaked an email that offered a chilling glimpse into their purpose.
"We are an international group. We have no name, no symbol, no membership rosters. We are united by our beliefs. Tyranny and oppression of any kind must end. Censorship is wrong, and privacy is an inalienable right."
In 2015, 2 winners shared more details. After receiving the same email, they were invited to a dark web forum. Their task? To collaborate on privacy-protecting software. But for others, the trail went cold. Some winners were told to wait for further instructions that never came. And then, just like that, Cicada disappeared. The puzzles stopped. The dark web forum went silent. The book remains untranslated. To this day, no one knows the full story behind Cicada 3301. Were they recruiting for a secret society? Testing the brightest minds? Or was it all just an elaborate game? The internet has no shortage of secrets. Cicada might be gone, but who's to say they aren't watching, waiting for their next challenge? Only time will tell. What would you do if you stumbled upon a YouTube channel posting tens of thousands of videos filled with strange sounds, eerie visuals, and hidden codes? This is the enigma of Unfavorable Semicircle, a mystery so bizarre and unsettling that even YouTube couldn't handle it. And to this day, no one knows who or what was behind it. It all started on March 30th, 2015, when a strange YouTube channel quietly appeared. Its name? Unfavorable Semicircle. At first glance, it didn't seem like much. But then, the uploads began. These weren't your typical cat videos or vlogs. Each clip was short, sometimes just a few seconds. But they were packed with unsettling noises, cryptic visuals, and strange symbols. Here's a sample. And if that wasn't creepy enough, the channel wasn't uploading once a week or even once a day. No, Unfavorable Semicircle was dropping 2 or 3 videos every few minutes. By the end of its first year, it had posted over 84,000 videos. Let that sink in. 84,000. How was this even possible? Who had the time, the resources, or the reason to create this? People were baffled, and curiosity spread fast. Reddit exploded with discussions, dissecting the channel's strange content. Eventually, an entire subreddit was dedicated to it, where cryptographers and tech enthusiasts tried to decode the hidden messages. The titles of the videos were just as bizarre as the content: 6-digit numbers, strange words, and zodiac symbols, particularly Sagittarius. And in some videos, a man's voice could be heard reading sequences of numbers and letters. What did it all mean? Things got even weirder when some viewers reported technical glitches after watching the videos. Their devices froze, played the clips long after the video's duration bar had ended, or even started acting as though they'd been tampered with. Was the channel some kind of experiment? A test of YouTube's memory limits? Or something darker? 2 videos in particular stood out to investigators: Lock and DeLock. Lock was a 27-minute sequence of distorted sounds and visuals that seemed to defy explanation. DeLock, posted months later, was even stranger. It featured blurry shapes, faint screaming, and an unnerving sense of something off. After DeLock, the channel went silent for a week, a rare moment of stillness amidst the torrent of uploads. Then, a breakthrough. Someone discovered that when frames from the Lock video were overlapped, they formed images of planets and constellations. Sagittarius, the zodiac symbol used in many titles, suddenly felt deliberate. Was the channel pointing us to the stars? Or was it all a coincidence? For months, the mystery of Unfavorable Semicircle grew. Even major outlets like the BBC and Atlas Obscura covered the story, drawing international attention. But just as quickly as it rose to fame, it all came crashing down. By February 2016, YouTube abruptly suspended the channel, citing violations against spam and misleading content. But was that the real reason? Or was YouTube trying to bury something they couldn't explain? Even after its suspension, the mystery refused to die. Followers scoured the internet and found a post on a Google Plus page linked to the channel. Decoding it led to a Twitter account, Unfavorable Semi, which announced a new YouTube channel with the same bizarre content. For a year, It continued in the same cryptic style. That is, until September 15th, 2017. That's when something truly strange happened. A video titled "Reset Strange YD" appeared on the new channel. Within minutes, it was deleted. And then, the entire channel and Twitter account vanished without a trace. It felt like the end. But in 2019, a new Twitter page linked to the original Google Plus account appeared. This time it was called Unfavorable Sem. It posted nothing. Days later, before Google Plus officially shut it down, the page and all its content disappeared. For good. To this day, no one knows the truth about Unfavorable Semicircle. Was it an art project? A cryptic experiment? A message from beyond? Or something far more sinister? Some believe the videos were tests, experiments on compression limits, memory exploits, or even subliminal messaging. Others think it was a cipher, pointing us to a greater truth we've yet to uncover. And then there are those who wonder if it was never meant to be solved at all. But one thing's for sure. If you ever see a new unfavorable channel appear, you might want to think twice before clicking play. Because some puzzles are better left unsolved. What would you do if a single website could connect the darkest corners of the internet to the happiest place on Earth? This is the bizarre story of Paranoia.com, a site that began as a quirky hub for free speech, spiraled into something far darker, and eventually ended up under Disney's ownership. Or so it seems. The year was 1995, and a man using the online moniker Kevin TX, a tech enthusiast with a passion for open expression, launched a website called Paranoia.com. Its motto? Freedom of thought and eclectic interests on the internet. At first glance, it was harmless, a place where users could chat about offbeat topics, share ideas, and revel in the growing freedom of the web. Think of it as a raw, unfiltered version of early Reddit. But like many things on the internet, it didn't stay harmless for long. Soon, Paranoia.com began to attract the wrong kind of attention. Forums on the site began to host disturbing discussions, from the fringes of society to outright alarming content. One user, going by the name Stag Meander, frequently kicked off his posts with an ominous message. It was very cool of Paranoia to set up this server so depraved bastards like me can put up subversive web pages like this one. Thanks, dude. And what kinds of subversive content are we talking about? Discussions around prostitution, drug use, the controversial Church of Euthanasia, and even a movement called the Pedophile Pride Movement. It was a cesspool of the web's most disturbing niches. And yet somehow the site gained mainstream attention. In 1996, the Austin Chronicle even awarded Kevin TX a Best Website award, solidifying its place as one of the internet's earliest cultural landmarks, though one with a very dark underbelly. But by 2000, Kevin had had enough. The server was too much to handle, and he shut it all down. At least, that's what people thought. Here's where things get strange. You'd think Paranoia.com would disappear into the internet's history books. But no. If you type Paranoia.com into your search bar today, you'll be redirected to none other than Disney's official homepage. Yes, you heard that right. A site once infamous for hosting some of the internet's darkest content now leads to the home of Mickey Mouse and Cinderella. This odd discovery didn't go unnoticed. In 2021, a Reddit user named Logical Elephant posted about it on the subreddit r Internet Mysteries. The thread exploded with theories. Why would a family-friendly company like Disney own a domain tied to such controversial history? Was it some kind of project, a mistake, or something more sinister? Redditors dug deeper. One discovery stood out, a link to a HackerOne page listing the URLs Disney had purchased over the years. Most were predictable, tied to Disney parks and movies. But Paranoia.com stood out like a sore thumb. Why this domain of all things? Disney hadn't even bothered to secure domain names for iconic films like Aladdin or Fantasia. So why Paranoia.com? For months, the mystery seemed unsolvable. People speculated wildly. Was it a relic of the early web, a forgotten project, or something Disney wanted to bury? And then, someone remembered an old, forgotten TV show. Back in 2000, Fox Family Channel aired a game show called Paranoia.
Hey everybody, welcome to Paranoia! Hiya, I'm Peter Tamarkin, and we're coming at you live, coast to coast. This is our second week, so if you haven't been with us before, I'd get...
The show invited viewers to play along online at a companion site, paranoia.excite.com. When Disney bought Fox Family in 2001, they also acquired the domain, paranoia.excite.com, which eventually redirected to the now infamous paranoia.com. It turns out, Disney's connection to paranoia.com wasn't about its dark history at all. It was just a byproduct of a corporate acquisition. But that raises another question. How did a site with such a sinister past end up with the exact same domain name? Even though the mystery seems solved, some can't shake how weird it all is. Disney never used paranoia.com for anything, and they left out domains for major projects like Aladdin or Snow White. It almost feels like the domain's dark history was swept under the rug by coincidence or design. So what do you think? Is the Disney connection just an innocent quirk of corporate acquisitions, or does the name Paranoia still carry an air of mystery? Either way, it sure is weird. What if I told you that most of the internet, the posts you see, the people you interact with, the content you consume, might not even be real? This is the chilling premise of the dead internet theory, a concept that claims the internet as we once knew it is already gone. The origins of this theory trace its roots back to January 5th, 2021, when a thread appeared on a forum called Agora Road's Macintosh Cafe. The post proposed a shocking idea that the internet died in 2016. According to this theory, human-generated content no longer drives the web. Instead, bots and AI-generated posts dominate our feeds, shaping our online experience without us even realizing it. Forbes magazine has described it as the belief that the vast majority of internet traffic, posts, and users have been replaced by bots and AI-generated content, and that people no longer shape the direction of the internet. And while it might sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, the scariest part is, there's some truth to it. Back in 2016, cybersecurity firm Imperva reported something startling. More than half of all internet traffic came from bots. That's right, most of what was happening online wasn't human at all. Even more unsettling, more than 30% of that traffic was from bad bots, malicious programs designed to manipulate, deceive, or even harm. That was nearly a decade ago. Now imagine how much more advanced and widespread those bots have become today. Think about it. How often do you scroll through comments on a post and see something that feels off? Like it was written by a machine, not a person? The theory suggests this isn't just a coincidence. It's the new reality. Fast forward to 2024. At the South by Southwest conference, Patreon CEO Jack Conte gave a keynote speech that added fuel to the fire. In his talk, titled Death of the Follower and the Future of Creativity on the Internet, Conte explained how social media platforms have fundamentally changed. Here's how the shift began. In the early days of the internet, we chose what we wanted to see. We followed creators, interacted with friends, and built communities. But now, algorithms are in control. These platforms no longer show you what you want to see, they show you what will keep you scrolling. It's all about engagement, and engagement means profit. For influencers and creators, this is a nightmare. They're no longer just competing with each other. They're up against the very algorithms that dictate what gets seen and what gets buried. And here's the kicker. Many of those algorithms rely on AI-generated content to keep you hooked. As AI continues to evolve, it's churning out content at a rate no human could ever match. From news articles to social media posts, even entire conversations, it's becoming harder and harder to tell what's real and what's not. The dead internet theory warns us of a future where human interaction on the web becomes a relic of the past, replaced entirely by artificial intelligence. and the signs are already here. Think about how much of your online experience feels curated, repetitive, or eerily targeted. Is that really the internet we grew up with? Maybe not yet. But it's clear that the internet is changing, and not necessarily for the better. The line between human and machine is blurring, and if we're not careful, we might wake up one day to find that the web is no longer ours. This channel is still run by human creators, but one thing's for sure. If this theory is true, the web is no longer the wild, human-driven space it once was. And that's a future worth questioning. Imagine sending a message, uploading a post, or sharing a file online, only for it to vanish into thin air. Where does it go? Who might be watching? This is the eerie mystery of internet black holes, a theory that suggests your data doesn't just disappear. It's rerouted, intercepted, or stored in ways you'd never expect. At its core, the internet black hole phenomenon describes what happens when information, your messages, posts, or files, seems to vanish or is redirected through unknown locations. It's the ultimate question of trust. Who has access to your data? And is it ever truly deleted? While most of us assume our information is secure, there have been chilling cases where data was found to be rerouted to third-party IP addresses, unknown entities with no clear connection to the sender or recipient. This might sound harmless if all you're sharing are vacation photos, but what about sensitive government files or confidential communications? That's where this theory becomes truly unnerving. For years, tech experts have debated whether internet black holes are caused by accidental glitches or something more devious. Some believe they're the result of targeted attacks, specific individuals, companies, or even governments being hacked and monitored without their knowledge. These breaches represent more than just minor inconveniences. They're potential security disasters. And while the average person might not have much to lose, the stakes for agencies handling classified data are enormous. Could this be the work of rogue actors, foreign governments, or something even harder to pin down? Here's the bottom line. The internet isn't as safe as we like to believe. Even the platforms we trust most, our social media accounts, messaging apps, or email services, might not be as secure as they claim. The idea of internet black holes is a reminder of how vulnerable our digital lives really are. That photo you thought was deleted? That email you sent years ago? It could still be out there, floating in a shadowy corner of the web, far beyond your control. From cryptic puzzles and bizarre YouTube channels to eerie black holes swallowing your data, the internet is a landscape of secrecy and intrigue. Each story reminds us of how vast and strange the web truly is, and how little we really know about what happens beneath the surface. But what about you? Have you ever noticed your data behaving strangely? Or experienced a moment where the internet felt like more than just a tool? Share your thoughts in the comments below. But be warned, the more you dig into the internet's darkest corners, the more questions you'll find. Just be careful, because some answers might lead to places you'd rather not go. If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions or opinions about the stories we covered, please share them in the comments section below. Thanks again, and I hope to see you next time.